Hello, Jesse McDougall here, The Martial Arts of Money, coming to do another book review today. A book I'm really excited about. I want to do, when I thought of the idea of making these book reviews, this is one of the books I really wanted to cover. 500 Days by Kurt Eichenwald. Eichenwald? Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. 500 Days. So, it's interesting because this book is about the 500 days after September 11th, the terrorist bombings. Interesting, right? Issue with the news is the news is not good. The mainstream media, you only really ever see one side of an opinion. You hear another side of opinion, but you never know the truth. Even when you look into the details, you'll never know exactly the truth and what happened, but definitely helps the education. You get to know more by reading this book. Look how big this book is, 600 pages. Yeah, pretty small font. Okay, value in here. It's pretty mind-blowing to see. So it talks about this guy, Kurt Eichenwald. He went around and interviewed all these different terrorists, government agencies in the U.S., people in Canada, victims, everything. And he puts it all in here into a story, like a chronological story. It's so amazing. This book was mind-blowing. It just I've studied a lot of Rome, Spartacus, wars, history, a lot of Dan Carling podcasts. I don't even know where I came across this book. I think it was in a Dan Carling podcast when they're talking about a topic I'm really interested in, and then I know I'm not educated on that topic, but I'm really passionate and really interested, i.e. a rabbit hole. If someone drops a hint, I write it down and then I follow up with that. So this one here was just really good. It talks about the anthrax, the whole story of what the anthrax actually was. And it was interesting to see what the actual anthrax story, what it actually was, and then compared to what the news spun it out to be. And I just kind of overheard the news. Then it talks about Guantanamo Bay, talks about waterboarding, talks about putting suspected terrorists in Guantanamo Bay ice cold showers. So with the Geneva Convention, you can't actually, it's a time of war. You got to understand, war is not peace. War is war. And if I don't want to say I know war, but if you study war, I focused, about half my life now on hand-to-hand combat. So I feel like I'm pretty in touch with this stuff, but I can't put myself in another person's point of view in a time of war. The most I ever seen was in Zimbabwe, Africa. And that was pretty extreme, but people weren't being murdered and killed. And this happens every day now, still every day. So this gave me somewhat of a little bit of appreciation that I can hey, this is serious stuff. So in Guantanamo Bay, they couldn't actually beat the prisoners in actual torture methods that have been around since humans have ever been in war. But they can push the envelope on certain things, like make them shower with ice cold water. I try to do ice cold baths. It helps for healing and mental meditation, and helps me for my mentality when I'm fighting in the ring. Because if you can get through an ice cold shower, you can get through a lot of problems in life. If you can sit in an ice cold shower for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and keep your mind in check, you're good, man. You're gonna get through a lot of problems in life. What else was in here? Those were the biggest things. It talks about the Pentagon when it got bombed as well. But the biggest thing that stuck in my mind was the Guantanamo Bay, the anthrax, story. Oh, and there was a Canadian, a Canadian. Oh yeah, this is serious. There was a Canadian suspected, and he was wrongfully accused. Like they've proven he had nothing to do with anything. Um, he got taken to or exported back to one of his countries. I can't remember. I don't know which one. Might be Pakistan or Bangladesh or something. Where like he was scared to be deported because as soon as he was deported, he was tortured, and he told everyone that's what's going to happen, and that's what happened. And he was wrongfully accused of anything. So it's pretty scary, and it also shows the last important thing is you see in the news people talking about privacy and protection of rights, and the government is getting too much power into our privacy. So it really shows in this book of why that's important. When you have this fellow in Canada, his privacy was pushed to a gray area. There's always a gray area. And then he got deported and tortured, and eventually brought back to Canada. He survived, but yeah, this book is it's modern. So like if you read something from a story about 2,000 years ago, like the Spartacus story, just amazing story. It's 2,000 years ago. Times have changed. They have, but there's a lot of primal instincts and principal values of humans that still exist today. But we read this book, this stuff happened not too long ago. So this is modern, this is real. And the stuff that's happening today is crazy. So the whole ISIS thing was Osama bin Laden couldn't even dream the position ISIS is in right now and what's happening in the world. So it's pretty scary. And so as we go on, the time goes on as humans, the risk and it continues to grow. So nobody ever wants another war, another third world war, but a lot of people believe there will be. It's probably inevitable, is the truth. A lot of people think it'll be a currency war, not an actual killing humans war. Anyways, yeah, so that's my rant, 7-minute rant here, and amazing book, 5 stars out of 5. I love this book. It even talks about Tony Blair in here too, so you get to be educated on a diplomatic international level, which is also cool. Yeah, 5 out of 5, hands down. I really love this book. All right, take care. Bye.